Hello, citizens of YouTube land.
Hey.
It's your president and your VP. And first and foremost, guys, thank you guys so much for the response that we got on the RoboCop video. It means a lot to us. So all of y'all that have watched it and have subscribed as a result, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Now let's get into this. Let's get into our intro. And we already went through that, of course. And so, yeah, guys, today it's the continuation of Disaster Movie Month. This time, Dante's Inferno.
Not Inferno, Peak.
Yeah, Dante's Peak. Excuse me.
Sorry.
I got the game on my brain for some reason. Maybe I need to play it.
Yeah, maybe that's what you need to do.
Maybe.
Anyways, guys, today we're taking a look at the of Dante's Inferno. Not Inferno, Dante's Peak. Gosh darn it, now you have me saying it, Dad. Released February 7th, 1997. At a budget of $116 million. It grossed $178.1 million at the box office. It was directed by Roger Donaldson, and it stars Pierce Brosnan and Linda Hamilton in the role. Oh, and it also has a Rotten Tomato score of 28%. But
yeah. Guys, here's the first and foremost, okay? And now, if you guys remember, those of you that have watched it, the San Andreas review, then you know that here's the deal. Most disaster movies are almost always the same. And in this case, you get James Bond, Pierce Brosnan, and he's the lead scientist dude. And instead of a random reporter chick this time, we've got a female small town mayor, female mayor of a small town. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Played by Linda Hamilton, who, of course, was Sarah Connor. So, guys,
you are getting James Bond and Sarah Connor against a volcano.
Yeah. And it's probably very loosely inspired by the Mount St. Helens eruption of 1980.
Yeah. The filmmakers did say that the Mount St. Helens eruption 17 years prior to the movie's release was a bit of an inspiration for the film.
And there's a dog. So we can't forget about that as well.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of important in a way, sort of, but not really. Because you have the side plot. We'll just jump into this immediately. So I kind of remember this.
Here's the thing. Movie begins with a volcanic eruption in a country I don't know the name of because I didn't care to pay attention to that. Because it's not important to the story. It's only important to establish why Harry is the way he is. So he's trying to escape from a volcano, right? And he's trying to bring his former wife. Oh, wait, I just spoiled part of it. Whoops. Sorry. Anyways, he's trying to bring his wife out of the eruption. And then, they're driving away from the volcano. And then all of a sudden, she gets hit with a volcanic rock and sleeps with the fishes.
Yeah. So, basically, after that, he is then in the Pacific Northwest, which already should sound somewhat familiar here. And I'm guessing it's actually Washington State that he's in.
So actually, it's Oregon that he goes to first, and then he goes to Washington State as he's at the Cascade Mountains.
Because there's, of course, the earthquake, the seismic activity, all the things that are pointing to the volcano. So he basically goes to the small town where Linda Hamilton is the mayor. And no, I don't actually remember her name. So there's that. She's just going to be known as Small Town Mayor. So
actually, I don't remember her name either.
Small Town Mayor has 2 kids and a dog. And Small Town Mayor also has a stubborn mother who lives up in the mountains, basically, literally, right next to the volcano.
Yeah. So there's so then it shows that there's this young couple about to, do some teenage stuff, right? You kind of
some things that you would do as a teenager on a lover's lane. So yeah, they're about to do the business
in a hot springs, but something happens and they wound up sleeping with the fishes because the hot springs get too hot, and you can fill in from there.
So yeah, Picture a pot of boiling water and then dropping a potato in. And yeah, that's probably, yeah. Okay, then. So,
mind you, this movie's rated PG-13, and they got away with showing
yeah.
their bodies.
Yeah. So, lead scientist dude, aka Harry, aka James Bond, he is investigating it all, and he's like, "Hey guys, this volcano is about to erupt," and they're like, "Stop it! This ain't gonna happen because it hasn't happened in like 100 years or whatever. Just stop it."
Listen, man, we can't get this town up in hysteria because the volcano may erupt. And he's like, no, 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 no. The volcano is going to erupt.
So, once again, guys, much like in San Andreas, we have the lead scientist dude who's like, "Hey guys, this disaster's about to happen," and everybody else is just like, "No, it's not." So, uh, lo and behold, more activity starts showing up. We start getting little spews, little clouds of ash, little, signs that things are about to happen.
The volcano is the lava dome is smoking. The lake's pH levels are increasing. Like I said, the hot springs are boiling. There's random mini earthquakes happening. This is all pointing to the fact that the volcano is going to
Harry
erupt.
has a scientist team with him, right? Who are basically also saying, "Harry, there's nothing here. We're wasting our time because this volcano is not going to erupt." So he is going to be with the small town mayor now. Harry is. They're at the local bar. They're having a good time. They go back to his hotel room for a nightcap. Problem is, the water.
No, 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 no. So here's the thing. Like, they thought that it was going to erupt, but then, like, the volcano calms down. By the way, this is the calm before the storm, guys.
Yeah.
The volcano calms down, and then small town mayor takes Harry back to her place, in which she pours some water to him and hands him to it. It's like, oh, pipes must be busted. He's like, hold up a second. He like smells it, and there's like some sulfur in there. He's like, can you lead me to the town's water supply? So then they go to the town's water supply, right? And then there's like some stuff leaking into there's sulfur and stuff, which means the volcano is about to erupt. And then he's like, look, this came from the town's water supply. And
You
then,
believe me now?
And
And
then,
he's
and then
like,
his
"Here's
boss,
your proof."
and then his boss is like, oh my god, we got to warn everybody.
So they get like the state police, they get the emergency services in, and they've evacuated the town. Pretty much everybody is gone, except for lead scientist dude, small town mayor.
Actually, no. So they're at the meeting, right, showing that what the evacuation routes are about to be. But then, volcano starts erupting, guys. The big. By the way, this happens halfway into the movie, right? So the first half is showing that the volcano may erupt, and the second half is the disaster itself. Because it's like you get you get like the story and stuff with Harry falling in love with the small town mayor.
Yeah,
right.
Which is, it's there. Okay, it's not really a big issue. Like, literally, it's sort of a blink and you miss it romance in a way, because he does bond with the kids. Okay, and that's a good thing. And listen, for those of you who may not know, Pierce Brosnan is kind of adept at playing characters like this because, and it's a movie we're going to do in the future, he is the good guy in Mrs. Doubtfire. I said it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
He's the good guy.
Oh yeah. Anyways, so yeah, he's doing all this, right? And but like I said, first half is the romance and the volcano showing signs that it may erupt, and the second half is the volcano actually erupting and showing off all the cool CGI and special effects.
They're cramming and they're clouding up and clogging up the lanes to get out of town. Problem is, as he said, things have happened. There's ash, there's magma, there's lava. All these things are happening all at once. We're seeing devastation. The whole town is leveled. Okay.
By the way, so the kids decide that they're going to go to save their grandmother,
who's stubborn.
who's a stubborn old hag.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't say that with a straight face.
That's true though.
She's a stubborn old hag who couldn't just come down for the
And
mountain.
you have to suspend your disbelief a little bit here in this section because a couple of things happen. First and foremost, the two children. One of them is maybe, I don't know, I think the boy is like 13 or 14. The little girl's maybe 10 or 11. Guess who was driving the car up to go get their grandma? The little boy. Secondly, they go to meet her, right? It's small town mayor and Harry. They're in the truck. They go up this mountain to get her. They go across literal.
Nope. That's not till later.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, so yeah, like I said, they are.
So they actually do go up, though.
Yeah, they
moving
do go
things
up.
along. They do go up. They find the children.
Yeah,
they find the mom.
They go up. Landslide happens, blocking their path from the roadway. Right.
Yeah.
So then,
they have to go by boat.
Yeah. So then they go up to the house, find the grandma, and she's like, "Come on, you just couldn't come down." So they go inside to protect themselves from the ash. But then, this is awesome, by the way. Lava comes through the house, and I'm gonna insert a meme here to show like.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Through the house, and I'm gonna insert a meme here to show like how funny it is.
It's like the Kool-Aid Man.
He's like, oh yeah.
But seriously, so now they're having to get in the boat, and they're having to go across this lake to safety. Problem is, this lake is acidic. And what does acid do to metal? Why, it eats it. And what does acid do to human flesh? Also eats it. So,
so they're going across the lake, right? And then,
they're maybe 20 feet from the shoreline. The grandma, who is overwhelmed with guilt for having made them come up there, takes it upon herself to jump into the acidic water and pull the boat to safety. And then we get this kind of heart-wrenching scene in a way because the grandma's about to pass on because she's in shock from her injuries. So then she sleeps with the fishes.
Yep. And so then it's the next morning, they're driving down the mountain, and then they're getting warnings that it's like, hey, the volcano's about to erupt, guys. Like it is. It's about to blow its top off. Like, so you better get out of there.
They're about to get out.
And then the flood happens.
And the lead scientist dude's boss is in the van. He's struggling to get across
because the flood is taking the bridge.
Here.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
And then it's like he has this look on his face where he's like, oh boy. And then the bridge takes him and he sleeps with the fishes. And then the mountain blows its top off, and then we get the pyroclastic flow, which then they have to, they basically rush into a mine to do that.
And so James Bond pulls a James Bond type maneuver and drives his truck across the lava.
Oh, yeah. It's only something that, a James Bond could do.
Here's the thing.
Here. Right there. We're going to cut that part out, though. All this a little bit right here. Moving on from that. So, they basically have wrapped everything up, yada, yada, yada. They realized that they were wrong, that the volcano had blew its top. That basically they have no choice, really, though, but to rebuild.
Yeah.
And so that's basically where we end this film. lead scientist dude, aka James Bond, aka Pierce Brosnan, survives, lives happily ever after with small town mayor, aka Sarah Connor, aka Linda Hamilton and her kids. And as I had pointed out earlier, if you were wondering, did the dog make it?
Wait, I got the nostalgia critic clip I'm gonna put in to do this. I'm gonna cut this part out, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, guys. So that's basically the end. Sorry for the little awkward silence just a second ago. It's a little bit of a brain fart, but hey, guys. As usual, this is a really fun movie. There's not much in the plot development. If you guys have seen one disaster movie, you've pretty much seen them all. As far as the plot goes, it's the same old, you know. But
Yeah.
it's driven by some pretty powerful performances by both Linda Hamilton and Pierce Brosnan, who more or less they both understood what type of film they were in. And so they just rolled with it, had fun, and it really looked like they were having fun. And they were very believable on screen as a couple. So they had that going as well. Um, Overall, though, it's really the disaster that you're looking forward, and the movie delivers in spades, y'all,
This
with
movie
all
does.
of the disaster. And here's the thing:
Listen,
some of it will be a little bit CGI, but for the most part, it was all done practical, baby.
yeah, here's the thing. When the disaster actually strikes, they basically give you everything you want from a volcano disaster movie. You want a volcano destroying crap, it destroys the whole town. You want the volcano spewing out lava, it does that.
You want the ash that comes before and after, it does that. You want the sulfuric gas, it does that. It has literally everything about a volcano.
You want volcanic lightning, it does that.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, for all you photosensitive viewers out there,
And
you
I
should
don't
probably
know,
avoid
I'm
this
not
movie.
a volcanologist, which is what they call somebody who studies volcanoes. But from what I understand, they were somewhat accurate in their portrayal of the effects of the volcano and what would happen afterwards. So there's that. So judging by all of this, 4.25 out of 5. What say you?
4.5 out of 5.
So that gives it a total combined score average of 4 3/8 out of 5. Guys, it's a very fun movie. You can find it. Where can you find it at?
You can find it on Hulu at the moment, on streaming services. You can rent it out on streaming services if you want to, but who wants to do that? You can find it on Blu-ray, and even because it came out during this time period, VHS.
Yeah, also DVD. So it's widely available, guys. If you've never seen it before, check it out. Or if it's been a long time and you just want to see like a really tremendous disaster movie, shut your brain off. Go grab you some popcorn, soda pop, whatever it is you do to relax and just have a good time. You won't be disappointed. And as always, if you have seen Dante's Peak, got it right.
Good job, Dad.
And you believe that it is the worst volcano movie of all time, then clearly
I got it. Then clearly you've never seen Lavalantula.
I was just about to say the same thing. Great minds think alike, guys. But hey, as always, just remember, we're just two idiots with a webcam. Our opinions do not matter, except they actually do, because we have a YouTube show, except they actually don't. So, having said all that, guys, stay tuned, where next week, Valentine's Day, it's going to be a special review for you guys that we've never done before. A compare contrast, because it's two movies. One is a classic that's in the Library of Congress. The other is a major motion picture blockbuster that is basically a remake of the first movie. What are they? They are A Walk to Remember.
No, not A Walk to Remember. That's a
No,
different movie.
A Night to Remember.
A Night to Remember and Titanic.
And Titanic. That's what's coming up for you guys Tuesday, because it is Valentine's Day. So we will talk about Rose and Jack. All right. So Having said all that, guys, there's only one thing left to say, and that is peace and love from Denny and Son. Bye.